I'm Coach Garrett, the funny coach, talking about coaching, being a coach, the styles of coaching, coaching techniques, and those dirty, rotten coaches that had an influence on me. Look at me. I'm crazy for what bad coaching did to me in athletics when I was a kid, starting with football. I'm the player who didn't understand the chaos that can erupt when I'm handed a football and told, cross the goal line and don't get tackled until at the very least you get us some positive yardage. I said, Coach, there are 11 maniacs on the other side of that line of scrimmage, all of them hunting the football. And when they find it in my arms, they tackle me. And they don't tackle me on things I prefer, like cushions and foam or on top of a plush mattress. Coach Brom, who stood 6'6" and weighed about 370 pounds, said he was not quick enough to get on the field and throw down that kind of pussycat material. Then he ripped a mean, stinking fart, handed me the football and said, go get tackled. I want you back here telling me all about it, as he laughed. And then he stuffed his mouth with Red Man chewing tobacco and spit. He was a spitter, spitting on rocks, fire ants, all things he deemed spit-worthy, getting his aim down for any contest involving tobacco juice being spit out of his bizarre-looking, teeny-tiny mouth inside a big, fat face, managing to spit accurately, and did so at long distances. I listened to this same coach say, toughen up, you booty-pooty looking Scooby Spooty. Get your butt in gear, get that boy booty moving before I boot you in the booty-pooty, kicking out all the cootie spooty. That's when I realized I had a bad coach. And that scoring a touchdown was going to be a painful and hazardous challenge, but with a great set of rewards and awards. You know, people cheer when you score, and they hand out trophies. These are what balance the pain equation. As a coach, I know the solution to the pain equation. Someday I'll give you the solace of the solution. Now, I've been coached in other sports. Basketball was Coach Stan, if you take the shot, make the shot shocky. Baseball coach was Mitch Better, make the catch him. Pickleball was Pepe, I left my pants in the baño, Padilla Padilla. Diving coach was Flip, make your twister better than my sister Lister. Skiing, surfing, trampoline, track, gymnastics, fishing, swimming, skydiving, volleyball, badminton, billiards. I've got names for these coaches. If you want, I'll tell you later. I was also coached in archery, riflery, pistolry, horse riding, tennis, sailing, bull roping, water polo, and ping pong. But soccer, that's where I'm going to need a coach for soccer. I need a coach who can teach me how to score goals and, of course, prevent goals being scored by the opponent. That's all. Then I'll play for any team with confidence and win. I'm a winner when I win. Winning brings a smile to my face. Losing causes a whole lot of heartburn. As a player, I hear the coach say, I've got the right way to do everything. So that the team, when I play team sports, the team and me test that real thoroughly. One example, coached in football under high heat atop scorched earth, it was finding just the right kind of hustle to get the wishbone formation working. I determined then that good coaches give you something to talk about. Bad coaches give you something bad to talk about every day, play after play in a freaky way. These are coaches who instruct us in the ways we should never coach. They're noteworthy for all the wrong reasons. And I'm going to note some of the notably nauseating coaching conduct I endured, suffered from, and it's suffering stuff like feeding the team 2 pounds of beans before a game. Tackle by tickling techniques, waving 25-pound liquid mercury pom-poms at the cheerleaders, Oklahoma drills on roller skates. Good to great coaches don't do that. The misfit coaches I had did that and specialized in it. These coaches wondered out loud, why don't we get any respect? While never fixing their flatulent character flaws. In this regard, I'd say two coaches come to mind real clearly. Boner Brahm and Dick Tate. Misfits who never displayed any sign of self-respect nor self-knowledge. Coach Tate was a dick who got called Richard by nobody ever. And Coach Brahm was mostly known for boning fish fillets, fast and right off the ribs, and onto your plate. This was his defining life skill. So we had to call him Boner. This would be in the summer of 1979. My parents formed a get Johnny out of the house plan and got me into a 4-week football camp. It was the first time in my life I played tackle football. From day one, both coaches started calling us the slowpokes, cowgirls, snot-nosed fumblers. And our team mascot was a cheetah. I informed Coach Boner, he was good at irony, which went right over his head. We had fast dudes on the team, quick-footed, big-boned, muscled-up, corn-fed boys that I timed running 40 yards in 5 seconds. And Coach Tate said, shut your pie hole, Johnny. All of you guys move like molasses. This is as they, the coaches, sat under the shade of a live oak tree sipping malt liquor from an ice-cold 32-ounce can, while we, the team, were out in that summer heat, giving 100%, showing our respect by ending our plays on the other side of the field with attractive cheerleaders. These coaches kicked dirt in our eyes, handed us salt tablets when we were thirsty. After chugging tequila, they had us perform the vac, wax, and trash drill. Let me explain that these guys were lazy, part-time school janitors, teaching each other and reinforcing in each other how to be truly terrible coaches. And this drill proves it, among all the others. They made us run into the school building that they were supposed to clean, made us wax to a shine the floors, vacuum 500 square foot offices, and take every classroom's trash to the dumpster. It was a timed exercise. The amount of time we had to finish was not moral nor ethical. The penalty was 50 pull-ups on a bar 60 feet off the ground and 10 quarter-mile laps. Both coaches at any given time had mouths stuffed with half a bag of chewing tobacco, spitting their foul saliva on our shoes, clothing, and telling a gullible parent they were honing their skills for the upcoming tobacco juice spitting contest in Keaton County. They'd shout, "You guys suck," while mocking us and mimicking fellatio with their friend Horatio. All of this was very disheartening, very disturbing. Very disturbing. You have an imagination. Imagine how coach behavior that sick and that excessive was vomit-inducing. Now, the intent of Coach Brahm's training was to enhance our physical ability using nutrition. At lunchtime, he made sure to feed us 2.5 pounds pinto beans mixed in with rice and a half pound of garlic. It resulted in a full belly and, of course, concentrated gases from all that bean debris. That, during drills, our gas holes gassed out. And that gave us gastric relief. However, one competitor said in the fourth quarter, it was the fourth quarter stink bomb. The advantage in winning that game, umpire let the clock expire, said the smell was keeping him and our opponents off the field. I told him we don't seek a competitive edge by fabricating farty farts. As teammates, we have to share that stinky grievance together. The team BO, I feel, made our sense of smell stronger. Our nose is stronger than our opponents. So we were able to stay on the field. And yes, we yearned for a fresh smelling set of tactics, not a fart-filled style of coaching. We need the game of football enjoyable. These coaches, these fellas shouted, "Yo mama, so ugly," to our defensive line. "Pussy face" to the receivers. They called our fullback mudbutt because he got knocked on his ass by a linebacker into a mud puddle. They called me Shaky Legs, among other things. The quarterback was Deke Schmidt. Deke was called a dipschmidt. The offensive line they called pushovers. I can go on and on. What they called our defensive backs, our tight ends, words that rhyme with hunt and fussy. It caused some folks to laugh, but others felt insulted. The poor judgment of these coaches in the end led to our team unity. We had to gather together, and we called it the Dick with Boner Show, and the natural team leaders, they shined. I was among them because I wanted to lead us out of that. It led to better team cohesion. We bonded well through that mutual suffering. We won 3 games that summer, and this is a report I made when I was younger, in 5th grade. Bringing it back to life again. Why? Because I want to tell you more and more about how to be a great coach, not a terrible coach. I could tell you about their overweight cousins that Coach Tate, Bubba, and Dobie. These kids, Bubba and Dobie, were brought in for tackling drills. These guys smelled like shrimp left in the sun for a week and outweighed us by 70 pounds. I got so much better running the football because I hated getting tackled by these smelly fat boys. In conclusion, let's recognize that good to great coaching requires a motivated person who sets a good example, inspires the will to win. And it's my will that I want you on my team. My coaching style is for great apes. I formed it mainly from refusing to act on these negative experiences I've been talking about. I shape athletic skills through knowing your weak spots. Your strong points are easy to coach. Your player attitude, discipline for positive self-respect and results. Hey, thank you for investing your time in me. I believe it's a good investment. For now, I'm paying dividends and stories that cause you to think and laugh. Later on, I plan to end wars and warfare. War's only fun on screens. In real life, war is extremely unsafe. It's the worst form of public conduct, and I am a safety officer. My plans are to train and coach others to be safety officers and leaders who participate in leadership laboratories I'm going to run. And I figure out, I've been thinking about it, the more safety officers we have, the safer the world will be. Until next time, peace and safety be with you always. Adios.